And welcome everyone to the penultimate episode of Regiment on the Run. I believe we are at episode 18 now.
He got the number right. He got the number right. Everybody.
Yay!
It only took the whole campaign.
I know, right?
Uh,
So
Oh, fun.
this episode is going to be something of a combat finale. We are going to have a wonderful, wonderful scenario for everyone today. We are going to get into things in a bit of a downbeat note because Kathleen and Terry are returning home after committing some murders.
Stan is so proud.
Except he knows nothing.
What do you call? What is it called? Yeah, I know it's not explicitly a genocide. The one where it's just everybody is like in a position of power.
A purge.
No,
Stalin.
Coup
A
d'etat.
coup is when you take power afterwards. They're not
Not a
taking
coup
power.
d'etat. Let's see.
I like purge. A political purge.
Is it regicide, killing off royal families?
No,
Regicide is killing off the king.
it's the noble side.
Noblicide. We've created a new word. You committed
Autocracide. There we go.
bureaucracide.
There, that's even better. Bureaucracide.
Yeah, it's a
Let's see.
massacre of the bureaucracy.
Yeah, they just come home from that essentially. Harry and Kathleen look unnervingly happy and content.
Oh, hell yes.
They just have the little specks of blood on them, like that Dexter show.
Just a little bit.
Is that an ear?
Circle of Death wouldn't cause any blood, you know?
Well, no, Circle of Death isn't the thing that got blood on them. The fact was that there were survivors.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Mm-hmm.
While they were still down, Terry and Kathleen had to go around a little bit, and that probably one of the few times Terry had a blast getting his hands dirty for once.
I know, right? Unlike a certain captain.
Zane would just like walk past them and be like, "You gotta clean up a little bit."
Anyhow,
So you roll into camp and what?
we roll into camp, and there's a bit of a hubbub. Ert would actually be aware of this, but Katie and Tina are both full, like full to bursting full. And as Terry is walking up, Boingo and Snowblind actually intercept them as they start getting back. And Boingo says, Terry, oh, geez, we've had some really weird news. I, I don't know how long it was ago, but Snowblind suddenly had something of an attack, and it was like the crystal started glowing really, really brightly.
That's not good.
Nobody can see that.
No, it's not. Did something happen? Did some, like, I don't know what the heck happened out there. You went out to meet the dwarves and handle some problem for them, and then, well, the army was just left here, and now everybody's kind of confused.
Yeah, Terry, what happened?
Just Terry, oh, just a little. He uses his handkerchief to wipe the extra blood off of his face. Just cleaning up a little. That's all.
Cleaning up. Snowblind tentatively raises a hand and says, Terry,
Yes.
I can't help but feel that there's something big on the way towards us. I don't know what to do about it.
Just Terry. You said the crystals were full. Yes.
Boingo gives a nod and says, yeah, they started shining really, really brightly.
I think we can handle whatever's coming. If you are worried, feel free to take refuge and hide.
They both give nods, and Boingo leads Snowblind back towards the seat. Terry and Kathleen head over towards the main tent. Kathleen still just got that manic smile on her face.
And Terry looks to Kathleen and goes, just wait until I tell my parents what we've done today.
Kathleen gives an even wider grin and says, wait till I tell my mom.
Wait, are Terry's parents still alive?
Yes, Terry's parents are still alive and well. They're loving and supportive.
This isn't D&D. What game have we been playing this whole time?
His parents love the fact that he went and followed his dreams of bloodthirsty revenge.
Okay, that sounds a little more D&D like.
Oh, boy.
Checks out.
It's like, yeah, my parents are like that too. They're all about that. They're also nuts.
Yeah, see, the difference between Ert's parents and Terry's parents is that Terry's parents actually like Terry.
Burn.
Burn.
Sick freaking burn.
All right. So, Ert and Zan. Ert, you've been having a bit of a time keeping Tina and Katie from, exploding.
Terry's gonna walk in on this with Kethlin.
You know, the thing is, we need to set up a new crystal. We got too much here and nothing to do with it. Now take some of that stupid money shit and go get me one of the remaining crystals.
Yeah, dude, I ain't spending a cent on your flipping. I'm not a single gold coin is going towards any of your crystal shit anymore. I'm telling you what.
Zan, as you are saying that you're not going to spend a cent on this, another summons appears, property of Wasty, once again reminding you that you owe him back taxes.
Zan tears that paper to shreds again.
I can't wait for the final warning.
Zan ain't paying a cent to Wasty. No, sir. My cold dead body won't pay you any money.
Um,
You
Nothing.
know what? This
I,
is.
I have a question.
Yes.
I have to ask
Monks
you.
get advantage on tax evasion rolls.
Zan would definitely get advantage on tax evasion rolls.
Becky, you had a question?
Oh, I'm just checking to see if what you had mentioned would happen at the final warning would actually pop up and have a stat sheet. And someone actually made one.
Oh, God.
I'm just gonna I don't know if everybody else knows, so I'm just gonna private that so you can take a look while we're talking. And it looks fun. This is the
Oh,
valley, we
God.
do have time.
I will consider that for later. So, Catelyn and Terry breezing in on Zen, once again ripping up one of the notices that Wasty sent about back pay.
Terry very cheerfully announces to the two, going, "We don't have to worry about the Empire's upper crust anymore."
Sounds great to me.
Ert just stares and goes, well, yeah, you dug down to the magma layer ages ago.
You really need to learn social cues.
Terry looks to Ert and just,
Ert is just completely unclear on how crust works in this situation. Because he guessed it was he guessed it was rock, and now he's guessing it's food, and he's still confused.
Terry just, upper crust as in all of the really rich people who were ordering us around.
Oh, you kill him?
Why are crystals full?
Yeah, cool. So, does what's her face have her mom?
Catelyn shakes her head and says, "Not yet, but I suspect that'll be something that we can fix in
Wait,
short
you said your
order."
mom was a crystal. I need a crystal.
No.
We're not using the crystal.
No. Everyone just shouts no at the same time. The entire camp shouts no at the same time.
It's like, okay, fine. Fine. I'm gonna mold Earth a tunnel all the way to the core. And if that doesn't use up all the juice, God's help us.
Terry just like, will it help you at all if I just tell one of the other guys here, one of the captains, to just help you find a crystal? We have a couple of more things on our hands, a little more important right now.
Uh okay. So you know how we're on a hex? Like on the map?
Everybody just kind of stares at Ert.
You know, there's hexes around us. Uh-huh. Yeah. So nothing in those are gonna live if we don't get the juice out of this crystal in the next day or so.
Terry just, I don't think that's going to be much of a problem.
Let's
Snowblind has already reported that something big is on its way, and we need to go take care of it.
Oh, thank fuck. I just got my fireball rune.
We could summon a whole lot of ostriches
Or
and use
just
them to carry people forward.
it's like, no, no, no. This is gonna be much better. And he just grabs like a literal bag full, like a pillowcase full of rune fireball. And he's like, I'm gonna go charge these up.
Oh, God.
Wielding
Meanwhile,
a pillowcase full of fireball runes like it's a sock full of quarters.
Exactly.
meanwhile, as all this is happening, Terry gets a poke on the hip from an unexpected direction.
That does make Terry jump, and he looks over.
And it is Pep at your hip. She is standing on a bunch of camping supplies and saying, I actually have a report.
They just, okay, and just a bit because he was taken by surprise.
Why is Pep reporting to Terry?
Yeah, why is Pep reporting to Terry? You traitor?
Because Terry's
Terry
outside the
is
tent.
blocking the entryway.
Okay.
Uh,
Terry, get out of the way. You're blocking Pep.
Terry just sees her when she says that she's got something
I
to
imagine
report.
James like, I will pay you 1,000 gold to get out of Pep's way.
So more, no kidding. No, Terry seeing Pep just like, whew, okay. Yes, let's get inside.
all right. And so you scoot on in with Kethlin, and Pep stands in the doorway and says, we've got word. There has been some big disturbances on one of the southern mountains, or rather, where the mountain used to be. Do you remember the rumors that we were picking up from the dwarves?
Yeah.
Vaguely, can you refresh my memory?
There was some sort of creature that lived in the southern mountains, and there was an insane dwarf that thought he could handle it, went
Right.
off in order to handle it, and then the entire mountain vanished in a giant explosion.
Sounds like Ert.
Nah, Ert's like, yeah. I heard he had to rune a meteor. Lucky bastard.
Whether he did or not, Pep gestures that way with her spear. Apparently, the creature that lives there is riled up for some reason. Ert, it occurs to you that if there was so much soul energy being released that even Tina and Katie couldn't hold it all, then chances are there's another soul crystal that got some of that energy.
Oh.
And so,
Guys, I got an idea.
what's your idea?
I know where we can find a crystal. Let's roll.
We should not roll. Pep stamps her little foot and says, it's late at night. A lot of our soldiers are still exhausted from their work on the bridge. Our best option is to hole up here, but don't you just fucking drag the ostrich over Pep?
Ert is sitting there with the summoned ostrich going, this is awkward now.
Terry just clears his throat and goes, Pep, what if we go handle it instead and let the soldiers rest?
That would be a good idea, but first, she glares around at everyone. We need to prepare, and we need to prepare seriously. We need to go over some combat drills because we've also got word. Zara was on the other end of the scouting duty. She checked the bridge on our tracks, and apparently there's some other force coming up. We're going to be sandwiched between the two of them. And unfortunately, I think we're sitting in the best defensible position right on the edge of the bridge.
Terry nods at this and goes, so you can run the combat drills and set up defenses along the area. We'll go handle the large crystal creature. And when we come back, we'll have time.
Question.
Yes, Ert.
Are they using my bridge?
Yes, they're using your bridge.
Did they pay the toll?
They did not pay the toll.
Those fuckers.
Don't worry, we'll fix that problem here in a little bit.
No. Screw this. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to sink this fucker.
You can sink the bridge?
Yeah.
Beth shakes her head and says, no, we're not shaking the bridge. If we cause a cataclysm of that a scale, we're going to destabilize the ground that we're currently camped on.
That sounds like a problem for people with less than 90 HP.
Beth swings her spear and smacks Ert squarely in the nose with its butt. And she says, I've had just about enough of you. You shut up and sit down.
He is sitting down. He's just short.
My knees don't actually bend.
His knees don't bend.
Like Hank Hill's dad, they got blown off in Nam.
Takes a deep breath and says, this is going to be intense. Terry, Zan, and Ert.
Ert looks around and is like, well, yeah, duh.
Shut up, Ert. Did I not say shut up? Pep might be losing her cool.
Wow, Pep, you
Terry
are.
just got Terry just I wish I remembered the spell mute.
Zan puts a hand on Pep's shoulder and says, "Hey, chill out. You're going a little overboard this time around. That's usually my job."
Pep takes a deep breath, another deep breath, and then she says, I know I'm going a bit overboard, but I'm a bit stressed out about all this because a lot of things are happening very quickly, and I really, really don't want us to lose everything when we're so close to finally being done with all this crap. She looks up to Zan and says, You did secure our payment.
I have so much freaking money. We are going to live like kings for the rest of our lives.
Good. Then what we need is to make sure that we live to spend it.
Oh, don't worry. We definitely will. Ert might not. Well, he's not spending anything. No, it's fine. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. It's all fine.
I want to know now.
Huh? No, it's fine, Ert. Don't worry about it.
The ostrich is looking at me.
Because you summoned it.
Well, I thought we were going.
Pep takes another deep breath and says, If we can avoid being sidetracked, my personal recommendation, and this is a serious recommendation, Terry, Ert, and Zan, get what rest you can, because you are going to have to fight that creature, and I don't think that we want to have the army around it. Not if more souls could be sucked into whatever the hell it is now.
Sounds good. Definitely set up defenses on the western end of the bridge then, if we're going to be dealing with a giant force coming from there.
We already are. York is going to be going over that way, taking an entire squadron of soldiers in order to prepare things. But unfortunately, we're going to have to take it in shifts because everybody needs a good night's sleep before we get into this.
Terry thinks for a bit and just is nobody here in this army besides me able to just take a meditation?
Pep looks over to Terry and says, Oddly enough, we don't actually have all that many elves in our ranks.
As a monk, I can sort of do something like that, but not quite what you do.
So I just want to point out, I almost took Catnap as my level 3 spell, and if I had, this would be hilarious.
It just Terry said, just like, well, it's more than just elves. It's also anything from the astral plane. There's a couple of fae who can do it. Monks points to Zan. Just if they train correctly, there's quite a few people who actually can do it.
Bubbles leans in. I learned how to do it at a seminar.
Bubbles can just meditate for 4 hours and get a full night's sleep.
No, Bubbles can just meditate for 4 hours.
Terry just stares and goes, I'm sure you did.
But Pep, for her part, shakes her head and says, No, this is going to be something that we have to actually take like the actual soldiers that we are, which means
Okay.
that we have to actually get sleep and rest at the appropriate moments. We're going to be relying a lot on Borneo and
Zan, it's
Snowblind
time to
cover
take
up.
the Mr. T necklace off and actually be the military commander.
Terry
When did
was
this
just
get back on
thinking
me?
if that there were actually people who could do the whole meditate like him thing, it would have been easier in the long run for people to take shifts.
Well, people are going to be taking shifts, as Pep said, but they still need to make sure that everyone gets rest in order for the big day to not go disastrously.
Anyway,
Anyway, indeed. So, with all this, this is our last chance to rest and restore class features before we get into the boss gauntlet.
Zan's chilling.
Being an astral elf, Terry is pretty much set.
yeah, I think we're all good.
Then, if you don't actually need a long rest, then you can actually fight the creature before the military action starts.
I only need a short rest to get back my my point.
Ert hasn't used his own spell slots even once in his life.
As I had said earlier, a long rest for Terry is 4 hours.
Then, in that
Terry's like,
case,
and I got that just murdered my enemies vibe going on.
Yeah. Terry can
fully
go fight the
peached.
thing, go rest for 4 hours, and then fight the army.
then I will say that there is more than enough time for Zan to take a short rest, and then we will go on to part 1 of the end.
I like to imagine Ert and Terry and whoever else has just walked away, and Zan's like, "I'll catch up."
I will. I'm fast.
It's
I'm
true.
fast.
He just glass blows for 30 minutes.
But anyway, there is one final thing that Pep wants to mention before things get underway. She looks up to Zan and says, Zan, this is going
Yo,
to be dangerous, and this might be the last situation where we can really palpably help you guys. So if you want some of the CRT to join in for all this, or hell, even if you just want Lunk Thunk along for the ride, this is the time.
you talk
Or it's
about
like,
going.
no, we're bringing both of them.
We're talking about going east, right? Like for the creature.
Yeah, we
South,
want both the
yes.
crystals with us. They are both overloaded.
We
Um,
should bring one crystal with us and leave the other with the army for sure.
Farron actually knocks on a tent support and says, I have an idea about that actually.
Yes, Farron.
Oh,
Well, considering the circumstances, I've done a little bit of research, especially on how soul magic works, and if it is possible that this creature, whatever it is being driven by the influx of souls, then we could use a sort of lure for it. And she gestures over behind her to where Tina is parked, apparently very stealthily, just in the middle of the army. Tina appears to be wearing swim fins.
When the heck did Tina get here?
when
Uh,
the heck did they have the time to build swim floaties for a tortoise?
Oh, prestidigitation is amazing.
Farron has her little projects that she likes to do. Okay, don't judge Farron.
I like to imagine Aaron has claimed the tortoise.
Farron gives a wide grin and she says, I've been playing around with a lot of ideas. This one finally came in handy. I even meditated and communed with my god in order to make sure that it was all mechanically sound. He was very interested in the idea of a tortoise that was actually able to swim. And so, with my little project, we should be able to have an effective lure for the creature so that we can fight it on the exact terms that we want.
Then just stares at Farron and says, "Did you really just say tortoise?"
Tortoise, yes.
Ert's like, wait. Is this the god that told all the dwarves to fuck off? Because that god's a dick.
Hey, all the more reason for me to like him.
Well, that depends. A lot of the gods have told the dwarves to fuck off.
True.
Ert's like, I mean, yeah. That's why we're making our own. Deus Ex Machina, bitches.
The point is, she says, waving her hands, I could be there in order to direct things and give Tina a little bit of time to avoid the creature, because it seems like it might be rather fast and persistent. It could be an excellent distraction, or it could end up being a liability. I'm not entirely sure, but I do offer my services to help.
I mean, I'm down.
It's like, cool, let's roll. I promise not to swear at you this time.
Well, thank you for that, then. In the meantime, this is actually an actual question. Would you like some of the CRT to join you on this? It looks like you guys are going to be taking Farron. I assume that you're going to be taking Toad.
Yeah, let's take Toad. With what I've got planned, I need Toad.
Okay, so let's settle the big thing here. What are we doing with crystals?
So what's going to happen is one of the crystals is going to remain with the army so that they can do their usual routine, summoning turkey legs for food. When they eventually run out of the jerky. But far more importantly, bathing, clean water, etc. Those are things that they actually do need the crystal for.
Mhm. I was gonna say, I know that Terry wants Toad for what we plan to do.
Okay, so Toad is going to accompany you guys. It sounds like Farron is going to accompany you guys. Um, but Katie is going to remain behind. Although Pep does point out that you could just detach Lunk Thunk from the crystal, especially considering that Farron has been working on that.
Ert's just imagining, was it like shaving his back?
Farron raises her hand and says, "Pretty much, yes."
Ha,
Ew.
gross.
Yeah, that's really gross. I gotta side with on this one. That's just gross.
Farron shrugs and says, "Sometimes invention and important tasks are rather messy."
Okay, let's just take the big uns with us. The Long Thunk and the other one.
Tina.
You mean Waffle?
That guy.
Oh. Oh, okay. Understood. Yeah. Sure. Waffle.
Waffle comes stomping up and says, "Hi, boss.
Hey, we're gonna go fight some big thing.
If I don't want a big thing, fight a big thing, will you make me uneat all the things that I ate?"
Do you not want to fight a big thing? I thought you liked fighting big things.
Well, most of the time when I fight big things, the way that I fight them is I stand in front of people and then take all the hits that they should have taken.
You probably won't have to worry about that because I'm also really good at taking hits, and I have no problem standing in front and taking hits. So if you want to like stand behind me and swing at it while I take the hits, you could totally do that.
Erd announces that Waffle and Lung Thunk between them are faster than the tortoise, so they're just going to carry the tortoise.
I don't
No,
think you two are strong enough to carry a tortoise of that size.
Okay,
yeah, they're not
you're right.
gonna.
What we
Yeah,
need is 4 elephants and a turtle.
you know what, Ert? You go find the elephants, and we're gonna go fight the thing. Okay?
Okay, let's roll. So Zan, anyone else?
No, I
So
don't think
Earth leaves the game.
Okay.
Ert leaves the game.
Also,
Game over. You failed your escort quest.
would you also like to invite Kethlin along?
Mm.
Does Kethlin want to come along?
He suspects that she might be a bit of a liability, because if this creature really is as strong and as imposing as it is, it might be resistant to magic, and it also might be very good at, hunting down and eating fragile little flowers such as her.
Then you probably should stay here, huh?
Kethlin gives a nod and says that she's going to go over some magical experiments with all the rest of the army then. She's going to make sure that they are properly equipped for the coming days.
Zan looks over to Terry and
Do
asks,
we
"Any?"
know?
Oh,
Do we know what army is coming for us on the other side? Or can Pep take an educated guess?
Pep takes an educated guess and says, considering who we've been pursued by before, and considering who was most bothered about soul magic being used, I would say it's pretty likely that it's the undead.
Terry is just gonna nod, look to Kethlin, and tell her, it's like, well, look into that. The fact that
Uh,
it's an undead army coming our way.
Kethlin says that she will do her level best.
Bubbles informs everyone that he's part of their blog. She reads their blog. They're going to be arriving tomorrow. It's hashtag Vengeance Day.
It's true. It's all over Gnome Chat.
Zan has no social media. He doesn't like social media.
Okay, so Pep is going to arrange things at base unless you tell her to come along. Farn is coming, Toad is coming, Waffle is coming, and Lungthunk is coming.
Sounds good.
And Froggy was about to say something about Bubbles. Was it just the social media thing?
Here's the blog.
Just Bubbles. Bubbles is following the undead army on social media.
Ah, okay.
She thought we knew.
Okay, you guys. Then we have you guys get a short rest so that you can recover those class features. And then we head over to the new map in just a moment once I arrange all the tokens.
Ert notes that Zan didn't have to threaten Waffle. He could have just offered him 1,000 gold to shut up and do what he's told.
I didn't threaten Waffle. I told him I'd stand in front of him.
Yeah, actually.
How dare you? Zan proceeds to threaten Ert.
Ert's like, you can't make someone uneat everything they've already eaten.
Sure, I can. Zan punches Ert in the stomach.
And he just pukes everywhere from the beer mug he's been spewing. He's like, oh God, again.
And Zan looks over to Waffle and says, "Look, see, I'm not lying."
Waffle gives a scared nod. All right. In that case, I'm going to get things ready. And then,
While you're getting things ready, I will be right back.
okay, if you guys need to use the bathroom, this is the ideal time. I will go ahead and do that myself just so that we don't have an interruption later.
You guys with weak bladders. Flipping. It's been what? It's been 30 minutes.
And I forgot to put on my fucking headphones, so there might have been microphone echo because of that. I'm going to fix that before we get started.
Weak people. Weak.
So, you guys are here on this lovely idyllic beach with all this, stuff set up for people to rest on. It is totally wonderful and
Where's
awesome.
Crystal?
Zan just immediately goes and lays down because he's already in vacation mode because he already made his 1 million gold. He just is relaxing.
Where's the
Guys,
crystal?
this is great.
Guys, who took the crystal?
Farron says, "Are you referring to Tina?"
Yeah, where's she?
Farron points out, and in the waves, you can see the turtle attached to Tina, barely keeping its head above water.
Does it look happy?
Yes, actually.
Oh, okay.
Ert looks disapprovingly at it and looks at Toad and goes, OSHA.
Oh, shit.
Really?
If you say so.
Really? Zan is surprised by this.
Wait, where is he? You're canny.
Toad manifests out of Terry's shadow.
He can do that?
Toad looks. Terry looks down to Toad. And so, is that? Did you just learn to do that, Toad?
Maybe.
I am so proud of you.
At this
Toad,
point, Zan, you should tell Farron, for 1,000 gold, get me a drink.
Hey, Farron,
Farron looks over. Yes.
got any cocktails?
Farron says, I could make some.
Yeah, let's do that right now.
Farron sits down and starts mixing cocktails. Toad, meanwhile, looks up to Terry with his wonderful big eyes in an expression of pride at himself. Waffle begins trying to set up a little grill on the beach.
Terry,
Uh,
I really don't think we should actually be relaxing right now. There's a giant creature in the area.
I'm retired. It's fine. I'm rich. I'm retired. It's fine. I'm just gonna be one of those really obnoxious rich people for the rest of my life, and I'm gonna own it.
Aren't we supposed to be hunting down a creature?
Just so you guys know, that turtle is about 30 minutes away from exploding and killing everyone within 9 hexes of this.
Fine.
Not
Where's the
like
big
9 hexes of range, but like 9 hexes total. It's going to be weirdly shaped.
I mean, I'm fine to fight whatever shows up once it shows up. I'm just waiting for it to show up.
Yeah, just a
I
moment.
don't think you can really fight that sort of explosion.
No, I'm not finding the explosion. I'm finding the crystal thing that we came here for. Dude, come on. Give it the program.
Wait, we got to fight it?
Zan's just being really snooty about everything right now.
Terry is handed a glass of boba tea.
Oh, thank you so much. Zan sips it and says, "It's a little warm. Can we get more ice?"
Terry sits there watching Zan, remembering all those people he killed that act just like Zan does right now.
Terry, you got a problem, Terry?
Terry just, oh, no problem at all.
Zan rolls a insight check. Can I do that?
I will allow you to do that.
All right. We're never getting to the fight numbers. It's not going to happen. We keep stalling. Insight check. 24. Is Terry lying to me?
Terry, go ahead and roll a deception check.
Okay. Let's see. Terry's deception. Lag. All right. Skills. Deception. Terry's not lying to you. He's just remembering a very recent event.
So there's no problem. You're not upset at the fact that I'm doing this?
Terry's not upset that you're doing it, no.
Okay.
In the back of Terry's mind is those damn imperialist beach chairs.
Yes, imperialist beach chairs.
That was the first thing they did. The empire they set up the beach resorts. They were like, our beaches are shit.
More the I'm rich, therefore I do not have to worry about anything ever again as long as I am benefiting.
All I can
Attitude.
say is Ert's big takeaway is that Terry hates beaches.
The difference between me and the Empire, folks, is I earned this, Terry. I earned
I
this.
make this look good.
Yes, they would have said that they have earned it too.
Yeah, but I have the blood to
Well,
show.
we're not going to get into that right now.
I have the blood to show.
Sure.
Hey, Waffle, you want to? Can you give me a burger?
Waffle says, I will work on it. Thank you.
Sounds great, Waffle. You're the best.
Terry, instead of the burger, we should actually be getting ready for this monster.
I'm ready.
Terry is compelled to sip on his boba
Ert
tea.
holds up his pillowcase full of fireball runes. They're all armed now.
Oh no!
Oh boy. And
I
here's
mean, when does the monster show up? I was told there'd be a monster, but I'm just sitting here enjoying the
perception
beach.
checks. Perception checks.
Zan rolls a perception check. Here we go.
Wow, the dice do not like me today.
Terry's
know,
too
right?
busy. Terry's too busy daydreaming about the murders that he just committed.
I know, right? But Zan, you do hear a distant rumbling that's getting louder. And yeah, it seems like maybe despite the sandcastle, despite the burger, it might be time to sit up and start taking this seriously.
Waffle, any chance that was your stomach that I just heard?
No, boss.
Uh, fine. Hey, after we're done with the fight, can you make me a burger?
Already made it, boss. He hands it to you. And
Ooh.
yes, there is indeed a burger in your hand.
Are
Zan
you a
just starts
bird? Just
munching while he looks for the beast.
like, I can fly and munch at the same time.
Yeah, I can.
All right.
Do I have
So,
to roll for cramping?
Eating burgers is a free action.
Do I have to roll for cramping during the fight?
that
Just
depends
like
on how much you abuse your burger privileges.
just like swimming. You can't eat 2 hours before a fight.
Yep, can't eat 2 hours before a brawl.
Well, in any case, you are hearing it come from the upper right as it trundles down the path. It seems to be going very fast. Any preparation that you guys actually do before it shows up?
Yep.
Zan will be towards the front of the formation wherever it's coming, wherever it sounds like it's coming from. He wants to be in front. He
All right.
remembers his promise to Waffle, and he wants
Ert,
to be the one to tank it.
Ert's gonna look at Zan and go, "Which way?"
DM, which way is Zan pointing?
Uh, well, if you hadn't noticed, in the upper right of the map,
Cool.
Now I was gonna say, could Terry set up a prepared, like little, I guess, spell
I
circle?
didn't realize that I had that I could move the little burger and cocktail, and so I'm dragging them instead of Zan.
A because I would like to set up right about here before the monster gets shows up.
You want to sit
okay.
there? Okay, Zan
Uh,
will sit there.
a little spell circle trap for the spell levitate.
Oh, you're gonna set it up there, so I'll stand behind it while munching on my burger.
Yeah.
Okay, then in that case, I will have Terry roll an arcane to get that spell set up.
All right. Let me just I'm gonna hit spell info for now, just so it's up and we can see it.
Okay.
And here's an arcana to see if I can actually do this. 17.
Okay, you have the the levitation trap set up correctly. Go ahead and draw with the paintbrush if you can, just about where you think it is, or just ping it for us.
Somewhere about there ish.
Okay.
Why'd it go white on me? Hold on. Why is
That
it?
happens in America.
How dare you?
Let's change the color. I'll go blue. There we go.
Okay.
Big enough that it'll catch. Like there's no way that that guy can get around it.
All right. Then that will work fine. Go ahead and place yourself on the map. And Ert and your shaved ice, where are you going to get set up?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You guys ever seen Looney Tunes?
What the heck is a Looney Tune?
Long Thunk raises a hand and says, I've seen Looney Tunes.
You would have seen Looney Tunes, Lunk Thunk.
How many casts of mold earth are you going to let me do to raise a Wile E. Coyote wall?
Oh, you were asking us as people and not in game. Okay.
Who knows? Who knows in this case?
You can go ahead and try to raise a Wile E. Coyote wall. What is your intention with it?
More or less like, this is going to be great.
And like, so the creature will slam into it.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna have Ert roll an arcane.
Should be a performance check. No, actually. Well, yeah, no, never mind.
I have a better bonus to Arcana.
I know. Well, I kind of wanted it to be performance just specifically because
19.
Okay, so
That was at plus what, though?
+7.
Yeah,
So
plus
that is a roll of 12.
it's not bad.
Eh.
It's above average.
It's like, I should have made it out of something other than sand.
Well, so your intention is just to make a big wall so the Behir crashes into it, which, by the way, yes, it is a Behir. As Zen would be able to tell once it starts charging towards him. It's large, it's draconic, it has a massive crystal growing out of its back, and Zan can faintly see the form of a dwarf suspended in the crystal.
Hey, Ert.
Ert's building a sandcastle. What do you want?
There's a dwarf stuck in a crystal in this thing's back.
And
I'm just wondering if, like, do you care about it at all?
I mean, he's probably nuts. We got a contract to kill him, right?
Oh yeah, it's still going, isn't it?
Wait, check if it's my mom.
What does your mom look like?
Her beard is sort of like this silver color, and she's got a human skull in it.
Zan looks at the beard of the dwarf.
It does not have a human skull in it.
It's probably not your mom.
Oh, thank fuck. Yeah, whatever.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and roll an intelligence check for this creature as it charges closer to notice anything in front of it.
It just sees Zan standing there with a burger and a cocktail in his hand.
Or maybe it just sees the crystal.
Okay, and it's going to roll a perception check. It did pretty darn good. It is going to try and skid to a halt.
Wait.
What was that
Roll
first roll?
Arcana and see whether Arcana is higher than Perception.
It has an Arcana of -2. That first check was its Arcana.
Ouch.
Yes, this thing is not smart.
You should roll the Dwarf's Arcana.
No, the dwarf is not a player in all this. But the point is that it notices something is wrong and is trying to slow down from its incredible speed. Let me see how well it does on that. It does pretty well, but it's still going to step on the levitation circle. So, what is the save for this levitation circle?
Constitution saving throw.
Ooh, okay. It's got pretty good con.
What's the DC?
And I believe
It failed.
I was gonna say the save DC for Terry at Bard level. It's a DC 16.
So does that
Okay.
mean it just sort of sails over my wall?
You know what? Yes. It just kind of.
It has now risen vertically 20 feet and remains suspended there for the whole duration, about 10 minutes.
Let's move this into a 5-foot step of Zan if it's
So
not
wait.
already.
Yeah, wait. So, well, he is. I could just move to the right one, and he's in my square, or he's
Okay.
in melee
It
range.
can only be moved by pushing or pulling against a fixed object or surface within reach, such as a wall or a ceiling.
So he's
Okay.
just stuck there.
So what happens is he tries to slow down. He does pretty good at it. He puts a foot on the levitation thing, and because he did such a good job slowing down, he is now levitating with no support. He cannot even reach the Wile E. Coyote wall that Urt just made.
Does he get to roll saves on this every now and again, or no?
Next turn, he should be able to roll another save against the levitate.
Okay.
And he should have full.
Yeah,
Like when he's levitating, he's not at disadvantage.
Yeah, he's not at disadvantage or anything. He's just can't move under his own power right now.
Okay.
So,
And does he have any attacks that reach more than 5 meters?
Yes, as it happens. It is now time to roll initiative checks.
This might have actually screwed Zan a little bit. Because I used to use one of his attack moves to...
Like Zan just belatedly figures out, oh shit, I shouldn't have brought the burger. That was a bit much.
Oh, I didn't. For some reason, I thought I already rolled, but I have not rolled my initiative. Initiative. Oh, I have to. The game thinks I'm. The game thinks I'm selecting the cocktail instead of me. 23.
No. I want to see the initiative of the cocktail.
It won't let me roll. It doesn't have a stats page. I wish I could.
Are you gonna roll Toad?
Toad will go on Terry's turn.
Baron?
Or actually,
Initiative.
sorry, I have an allies marker in the turn order. I'll just have all of your allies go on that turn.
Well, can he go that turn?
And he goes on your turn because he's your familiar.
I rolled a 9, but apparently I accidentally selected the boba teacup.
That's fine.
Leave it. That works.
That is amazing.
Okay, and so I'm going to go ahead and roll the initiative for, let's just say for Toad. You rolled a 5. Oh. Okay, so in that case, we sort descending, and Zan, you are up first. This
All
Behir
right.
is in the air and it appears to be wildly wiggling its legs around. It's not even interested in you. Its eyes are locked on Tina out in the water.
Oh, okay, interesting. So it's 20 feet in the air. I'm on the ground.
And you have a
I
burger and a drink.
Yeah. How close to I am I to being done with the burger?
I will say you are about half done with the burger at this
About
point.
half done with the burger.
Yes.
Okay. Zan will spear the rest of the burger onto the end of his sword.
Okay.
Just and bring it all the way down to the base so that he can like bite off of the burger while he's fighting with his sword.
There you go.
Um, and he'll keep his drink in his other hand because he only needs one hand to fight. Um,
Oh, he's doing the
uh,
fencer thing.
yeah. He's gonna one hand his sword.
Excuse
Um,
me while I multitask.
exactly. This is all wearing shades. I can't select all these at once. I keep selecting waffle. Okay, there we go.
Oh, I can select all of them at
No,
once.
no, yeah. I'm
Move
good
waffle
now.
back.
I fixed it. I fixed it. So I'm gonna move because he's 20 feet in the air, right? So I have to get up to him.
Yes. Or you could use a bow or something, but
I only have one hand free numbers,
true,
okay? Like, what do you take me for? I'm not gonna drop my drink.
true.
Just some people.
I mean, it's Bahir. I think that probably part of it is within reach.
Well, it's 20 feet in the air. Like the bottom of it is 20 feet in the air, so I have to move to get
Yeah.
closer to it.
Well, you have a 5 foot step up onto the wall.
That would still be 15 feet above me.
Yeah. So Zan does have to use a move action.
Yeah,
Move,
yeah,
move.
I know. Damage is a little reduced this turn. So one of my attack action or one of my actions is moving, and the other one is going to be an attack.
All right.
So here we go, double sword swing. So I'm flying in the air. We'll say 30 feet up in the air, so I'm above him, or at least a
Okay.
level with his head. I'm assuming he's at least 10 feet tall.
Oh yeah, he's
Um,
pretty big.
so I'm level with his head, 30 feet in the air, right up against him. Swing, batter. 28.
And this does count as a dragon.
So extra damage. 9 extra damage for 23 total on that first swing.
Okay.
Second swing. Natural one. I missed.
Yeah,
Oh,
you biffed it.
do I have? I don't have something that can re-roll it. I can only.
Zan tries to eat this bite of
Oh,
burger and stab at the same time.
wait. I meant to stunning strike the first time, so I might have advantage if the stunning strike goes through with DC 18 Constitution save.
Okay, let's see what he gets. 16.
So he fails.
Okay, roll advantage. You just ate a bite of the burger.
Yeah, roll the direct tooth longsword one more time.
16. Does that hit?
That is regrettably a miss as well.
How close is it? Am I allowed to know how close it is?
It's it looks like it was only a slight miss.
Okay, I'm going to spend one of my key points.
I do want to
S-
point out that Terry usually gives people bardic
Oh,
inspiration.
Bardic Inspiration. Do I have a Bardic Inspiration?
Mhm. Yes.
Okay, I'm going to roll my Bardic Inspiration to increase my chance to hit here. It's
A-
a D10 now.
And I believe,
Yep.
yeah,
Extra 5
Okay,
for 21 to hit.
that is a 21. That hits. Go ahead and roll the extra 3d6 damage.
Total 23 damage there.
Okay.
And thanks, Terry.
hmm.
How does Terry inspire me to make sure that I hit while eating my burger?
Put down your goddamn burger.
Harry is still holding the tea while they say this.
Yeah, what is
Terry reminding Zan that he can't use all of that money if he dies.
that definitely motivates Zan.
Use both hands.
Zan tosses the drink vertical so as not to spill it, uses the sword with two hands to swing, and then catches the drink afterwards.
And now you do still have your bonus action.
Yeah, bonus action, flurry of blows, if I might.
Let's go.
I'm down one key point, down 2 key points. Okay. So that's 2 unarmed strikes with either my talons or my fists. My fist is currently occupied. So I'll use my talons, and I get advantage because he's stunned.
Mm-hmm.
25 to hit for 7.
Yep, that's 7 damage. And before you do your next one, there
Yeah.
is now a HP gate thing.
Oh,
Because He has taken 50 damage total, and he is now rolling a quick thing. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4,
You got an 8.
8. Uh-oh. Evocation. All right, guys. Zan in particular, you're going to have to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Zan is good at those.
Everyone or just Zan?
Let's see. Who else is in Zan and Waffle.
Do I get advantage on this because he's stunned, or does that not matter?
Does not matter.
Roger Dodger.
Waffle failed.
Zan got a 14. I don't know if that succeeds or fails.
That is a failure. Apologies.
Womp womp. I have evasion.
Evasion, I believe, makes it so that you don't take any damage if you succeed.
And take half damage if I fail, if it's an AoE thing.
That I believe isn't that greater evasion?
No, I don't think so. Let me double check. Let me read my thing.
Okay.
At
Yeah,
seventh
you are correct.
level, when you subject to effect that makes it, you only take half damage.
So
Yes.
you take 12 damage, 12 fire damage as the Behir seems to explode.
Oh dear.
Oh, my burger is no longer medium rare. It is now medium well.
That's true.
Or just like, I didn't do it.
Since I threw my drink up in the air when this happened, is my drink still okay?
I will allow your drink to still be okay somehow.
Okay, Zan catches his drink and starts sipping from it,
Mm,
and then does his last claw strike.
Okay.
Advantage. Is he still stunned, or did he get out of his
Yes,
stun?
he's still stunned.
Okay. 18 to hit for 10.
Okay. 18 does hit for 10.
Sweet.
All right. Now
Your
it is
burger must be retired, though, Zan.
What's being retired?
Your burger.
Well, it's medium well.
No, it's gone.
It's
Except
gone?
the loss.
Oh.
Oh.
Zan gets very angry that his burger is gone.
Don't worry, boss. I made a kebab.
Zan instantly perks up at that. Waffle, you're getting a promotion.
Does that mean I get paid more?
Zan pulls out 100 gold coins out of his back pocket and chucks them at Waffle.
Well, was it the whole point of you getting Waffle because you could just pay him in food?
That was one of the things, but
That was back before gold had less value than food.
that was back when gold was rarer than food. Gold is now more common than food, so Zan is paying in gold.
It is now Urt time.
It is now work time. Hey, guys.
Hey, Urt.
You want to see a cool trick?
Sure, Urt.
Harry sips his bubble tea.
I just want Terry to not fight at all and just sip tea the whole time.
Cast haste on Lung Thunk and Waffles. Get him.
You could do 2 haste at once?
That's it.
double
That's
action.
my turn.
I'm stupid.
Both
Yeah,
actions,
sorry.
both my level 3 spell slots.
I just keep
These
forgetting
big guys
that.
here, they have haste.
That's great.
So Waffle and Lung Thunk specifically?
Yep. And Candy is on Waffles, is on Lung Thunk's head.
Why didn't you cast haste on the bird?
Because you get enough of the spotlight.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It's less of a spotlight thing and more of a
Well, it's more like Waffles like, really? No. Better yet, Zan.
Yeah.
Like Waffle, I'll triple that if you kill it.
I do kind of want to see if we can get through this whole thing with just Terry sitting back drinking
Just
bubble
bardic
tea.
inspiration from back there.
I mean, let's do it. Don't even fight.
Lung Thunk and Waffle got this.
Okay, so Urt, you may, as a bonus action, roll your canny attack.
Weapon.
Canny attack just sounds like such a joke.
14 attack, 10 damage.
That is a miss, regrettably. All right, so Urt's turn is over. It
What
is
if I
now time.
mash the button?
What if I do it again?
I
No,
will
that was a
kill you,
terrible
Sluggy.
idea. Let's not touch on this again. Continue.
Okay, so the Behir, after being so rudely treated by Zan, the Behir is going to respond, and it is going to
Stunned.
that is a thing that for this particular encounter, all of its status effects last only 1 round.
Yeah, the run hasn't ended.
So the crystallized Behir actually, it shakes it off its ailments as its entire turn. It returns to the ground directly onto the teleportation circle again.
Levitation. Because a levitation is not an ailment.
What's the DC for your spell anyway, Terry?
16.
Ooh, on the nose. Oh.
Unfortunately, I do count as an ailment because it would not be able to move under its own power. So it slaps down back onto the levitation circle, and this time it does not seem to be affected by it. The crystal is weirdly pulsing on its back, though. Now it is time for bubble tea.
How tall is this creature? Am I still like 30 feet in the air? Am I still in
Hmm.
range?
Oh yeah, you are actually still in range. This thing is absolutely massive.
Got it.
So Terry, can you just be like, don't fuck up?
Ooh, I know. There's something I can use at the end of this. Okay. Not gonna worry about that right now. I'm gonna use those gauntlets at the end of this encounter. That'll be fun. But that's for later. Hmm. I'm just gonna cast a cantrip because it'll be funny because it's just so low effort and everybody else can just kind of beat this without Terry.
Vicious mockery.
No, actually, I'm gonna try Sacred Flame.
Okay. Dexterity saving throw. All right, let's roll it.
Yep, DC 16.
It fails.
Ah,
And it takes 4 radiant.
4 radiant damage.
Okay.
4 damage. I have you now.
Hurt, who just spent 2 level 3 slots, looks back at Terry's like, really?
Hold up. That should do another D8 of damage.
Another D8?
I do an
Yeah, because you passed 5th level, so it should be 2d8, but you only rolled 1d8 on the damage thing.
Oh. There you go.
Okay, so 10 whole damage. Okay, there you go. Sacred Flame has been done.
And then his next action. Can he set up his next action as like an assist for somebody?
Sure, you can use the help action for somebody.
Yeah. I'll use the help action for Zan.
Okay, what does that do?
That means that your next attack has advantage.
Nice.
Okay?
Basically, it means over your earring, you're gonna get.
essentially
Have you
just
considered not fucking up?
no. You're gonna hear it. You're just gonna hear in your head a little voice of Terry just saying, "Remember the money."
Okay, and so next up is Toad. And let's see what Toad can do, because Toad is a good boy.
I think Toad can Eldritch Blast.
Oh, Toad can definitely Eldritch Blast. But Toad is instead going to Mind Spike.
Ooh.
Becky, hit us with it.
I just
Numbers already did.
Yeah, but come on, your spell description reader.
Okay, fine. Mind Spike. You reach into the mind of one creature you can see within range. The target must make a wisdom saving throw, taking 3d8 psychic damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. On a failed save, you also always know the target's location until the spell ends, but only while the two of you are in the same plane of existence. While you have this knowledge, the target can't become hidden from you, and if it's invisible, it gains no benefit from that condition against you.
I like to imagine Toad just pointed and goes, "I know where it is."
And it aced the saving throw. The spell has no effect. Toad looks very disappointed.
It's like, oh, that's not very impressive, is it?
No. Well, Toad can always go back on his old abilities. He's just going to use Smeldritch Fast.
Oh.
Okay, and here we go.
I like to imagine it's more like a giant fungal cloud instead of Eldritch Horror.
Probably. Okay, 10 versus AC. Unfortunately, that is a miss. Toad is very disappointed in himself.
Terry pats Toad on the head and lets him have a sip from his bubble tea.
Oh,
Toad
no.
takes the sip, and he says, "It's sweet."
Yes, it is.
You're sweet, Toad.
If that Bahir had the olfactory capability of understanding your thing, it would have been really impressive. Baron, are you gonna do anything?
Farron is actually flipping through some notes, and she says, "It seems to have a rogue crystal on its back. It's releasing magic energy at a rather alarming rate. I'll see if I can do something about it." Meanwhile, Lungthunk and Waffle move into flanking positions using their haste, and they both get attacks. Oh boy! And hold on, let me just check this.
He's just like an extra action, right?
Yep, and they use that to move.
And then you get 2 attack actions. That's gonna be fun.
Indeed, it is the return of the battering ham. Let me go ahead and roll for Lungthunk. Is this guy? Oh god, he has advantage too. This is not a good moment for Cleve. That's a hit. That is a miss, even with advantage. Only one. We don't get another running gag with Leo.
Aw.
Okay. But he gets 2 attacks, and he does a lot of damage. Oh, that's a crit. That's a hit. That's a
Okay.
crit.
Oh man.
God, no. I'm
And
gonna
remember,
cap
this is something you created.
Yes, and I'm going to cap it at 5. Okay. 5 hits, 4 of which are crits. Jesus Christ.
Okay, so before you finish this, so he pinatas him for a while. Does that just phase us to the next phase?
The heck did you get
Yes.
4 crits, by the way? And the non-crit was a 19 for the record.
Yeah, this is going to introduce some phase changes. Things are going to get accelerated very quickly here. Anyway.
One second. I want to establish that Long Thunk his entire life has heard about pinatas. He has never seen one, but he's heard about them. His entire life is built up to this point.
God damn it, Shaggy.
Meanwhile, Waffle is just like, I got a spatula.
So 113 damage, which means that there are 3 phase transitions on the crystallized Behir.
Well,
So let's see what they are. First one. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Enchantment. Oh, okay. So Lungthunk and Waffle and Zan have to roll wisdom saving throws.
I'm decent at that.
Indeed.
Oh,
I had a 21.
Okay, you have saved. Let's see what Lungthunk gets. Lungthunk does not have good wisdom. He actually succeeds against all odds. And now Waffle somehow fails.
Aw.
Okay, so Waffle, before his turn even starts, his face
Aw.
goes vague and he falls asleep.
Waffle! Waffle! Oh.
Okay, now
Terry, wake up, Waffle!
Long Thunk is just over there with the hammer going, squeaker, 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 squeak.
Okay, this one is a divination burst. So, the Behir has advantage on its next attack against anyone. And next
Well,
up,
thanks for telling us that at least.
I know, right? 2, 3. Uh-oh, illusion. So this is where Mind Spike would have come in handy because the Behir disappears.
Okay.
And Lungthunk just says, "Boss, is that supposed to happen?"
Good job.
Meanwhile, Farron says, "This is
Wait a
all."
minute.
Go ahead.
Is it still standing on the levitate circle?
Harry, you may go ahead and roll me an insight check.
Well, because if it was, then on the start of its turn, it should have still made
It's not its turn yet.
Yeah, these are just reactions.
15.
Harry, you suspect that it hasn't moved, and Farron actually confirms it, saying, "There's wild magic coming off of it. Every spell school at once. I'm trying to account for it, but it's going to cause surges every time you deal a large amount of damage to it. I suspect it's gone invisible."
We have lanterns of see invisibility, so we can fix that.
Speaking of which, Farron is working on a countermeasure, and she is also moving Tina into a new position in order to bait the Behir away from the squishy people.
Okay. So let's see
And
where that goes so we know.
yep, I moved him. And now it is Zan's turn.
Zan is going to start punching at the invisible thing that should still be stunned, and we're flanking with Lung Thunk.
It
No,
is
it's
no
not stunned
longer
anymore because
it,
yeah.
it is no longer stunned, and you are not flanking. You would Lung Thunk would have to get over to the other side of it.
Is pulling out your lantern a free action?
I would say that is a bonus action, so you cannot do that and flurry of blows.
Lung Thunk is on the other side of it, is it not?
No, it is very big.
Can I 5-foot step to the right and then have it be correct? Or no?
Probably not. No,
Womp womp.
it
Oh
is a
wait.
big sucker.
You could do a 5-foot step and get Waffle up.
Remember, you have Terry's help action. It already gives you advantage.
True.
Help action gives me advantage? Okay.
Yeah, and fighting something that you cannot see usually gives you disadvantage.
So it's
Zan.
so it's neutral.
Yeah.
Zan,
Yes.
so you're drinking them.
To get waffle
Stellar
up? I don't
plan.
think that's worth it.
No, as a bonus action, throw your drink at the Behir, and then you know where it is.
Oh, I guess I could see it. That's actually pretty. I like that. Zan
Spend your
will
bonus action to get rid of that disadvantage.
If only I had a pocket full of glitter.
use his bonus action to he doesn't want to waste his drink, but he needs a hand to hold his sword, so he has to get rid of his drink in order
He
to get
takes a sip and didn't.
he chucks the drink. He takes a sip. He chucks the rest of the drink at the where he thinks the thing is, and then pulls out his lantern of see invisibility at the same time.
Fair enough. And the Behir comes back into view as this happens.
Well, that part of it, right there, the purple part.
No, he did pull out the lantern of see invisibility.
Yes.
Oh, you just showed off.
I will then attack it.
Okay.
I get advantage now, right? Since it's visible.
Yes, you do.
And I had the okay, cool. With all my attacks, or just the first attack?
First attack.
Oh, wait. Maybe that's all I need because I can stun it again. 16 does not hit.
Nope.
Right. I'm gonna spend a key point to increase my to increase that number by 2. It becomes 18 if I spend a key
That is
point.
a hit.
That is a hit. Great. So it hits. Stunning strike. 18
Okay, and remember
DC Constitution. Yeah, I'll roll the extra damage. Yep. 15 extra damage.
Ouch.
and it succeeds on the saving throw.
Okay, that's fine. I get another attack. Actually, I get
Mhm.
3 other attacks technically. So,
True.
longsword.
Quick question: before you commit to this turn, are you going to wake up Waffle?
No, I don't think I am.
Okay.
I think hitting it with my dragon tooth longsword and getting that extra damage per hit is the way to go. In terms of
Fuck him up.
25 to hit.
And are you doing another stunning strike?
Another stunning strike. I have a few more key points I can do this with.
I think it just failed.
It did. He's stunned. I really rolled poorly on that extra damage roll though. 6 damage total on my 3d6.
Bunks, man.
But he's stunned, and I get 2 more attacks since I get it. I mean, you gave me
Hold
an
up.
extra action.
Hold up.
So
You just hit another HP gate.
okay, am I dead?
Hold on.
Hold on, you might be.
Okay, and since it already has advantage on all of its attack rolls, I am going to give it either a advantage on its next saving throw, or it can shake off a status of its choice. That is the divination effect. So
Did it?
you hit the HP gate, and it immediately becomes unstunned.
I hate you.
Is it still my turn?
It is
It's
still
my
Zan's turn.
Well, you say my turn, Shaggy.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Is it my turn next? My bad. I thought
It is
Zan
your
was
turn
done.
next, but it's still
I have
Zan's turn
I have
right
one more
now.
action. See, this whole thing is like monks with 2 actions are just scary, dude. Monks with
Anywho.
2 actions are scary. 2 more attacks. I'm gonna try to stun him again. 21 to hit.
Okay. And he fails another saving throw.
Oh, he's stunned. My damage rolls are really low. Let me check how many key points I had. So that was 1, 2, 3. I still have 5 key points left.
Eventually, you're going to run out, and then you won't have any left for the other battle.
Battle schmaddle. Last attack, and then I'm done. Coming in with advantage. Doesn't matter. I missed.
And you
Totally
cheese
bip
it
it.
unless you get a Terry assist.
Uh,
Terry inspiration,
I already used my inspiration from Terry
Terry can give you another one.
on my turn.
Terry can retroactively say that he gave you another one on Terry's turn. Terry, do you choose to give him another inspiration?
That is, yeah, I've got plenty.
Oh, okay.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d10 if you like.
/R1d10.
And that is a hit.
Okay, extra damage. R//R 3d6. I can do numbers. Extra 10 damage on top of that, 17 total.
Bert is just amazed at how suave Terry is. Terry is so suave that Zan has landed several attacks.
Oh boy. Speaking of Urt, it is now Urt time.
Yeah, so Vortex Warp, that's level 2, right?
Yes, I believe so anyway.
Not in my book for some reason.
You
Here,
used it before.
Ah, there it is. There it is. My bad. I found it. Okay, you see that spell, Vortex Warp?
You're using it on who?
Now, the temptation is using on Terry and you go, get him.
It has to be willing creatures.
Urt knows that, and Urt is sulking about that. So Waffle goes instead. Since, as we all know, he is unconscious.
So Waffle swapping out with who?
No, Waffle is just swapping with 10 feet above the crystallized Bahir.
Oh.
Get him!
And so Waffle
Just drops it straight on his skull, headbutt attack.
All right, the Bahir gets a dexterity saving throw. The Bahir succeeds. Waffle just slams onto the ground and goes, woo, 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 woo.
He wakes up?
Yes, he does.
Excellent.
You still haven't used your turn. Get him!
Oh boy.
That's it.
Unfortunately,
That's
is
Urt's
not
whole
Waffle's
turn, is just yelling that at Waffle.
You do have another standard action, you asshole.
This is why Zan does all the work in the fights, is because Urt never does anything.
And Terry hangs out in the back playing Buffmaster.
sipping on boba.
Oh, fine. Do I still have this pillowcase of Fireball?
Yes, you do.
Urt's that's probably enough to kill everyone in the
Yeah, save it
everywhere.
for the big army fight, you dingus.
Okay.
Try not to murder Zan before Zan gets into retirement.
You can fireball sock full of nickels in the arm during the big battle coming up. Not this. This is only one enemy.
Okay, fine. Toad, are you ready?
I'm ready.
He's SpongeBob.
Vortex warp the Toad.
And Toad is vortex warped, and he is wielding his shield of buckets and a shovel as his weapon.
Just do his turn now because he's been vortex warped.
You know what? Fair enough. Oh boy. Okay, then I'm going to go over to Toad's page and see what I can do for him. Mushroom sword. And you know what? Considering that he is flanking. So let's go ahead.
He gets advantage.
Urt is just like, I can't believe the stupid troll didn't pull it off. Can you believe this, Terry? Terry, I'm talking to you. Terry.
Terry goes, yes, I understand. I know you are.
17 is on the nose.
I'm just more surprised that that Lunk Thunk can do so much.
Lunk Thunk says, I am actually very, very good at baseball. And now
remind me about that later. I might want to put together a team.
You would.
Oh, by the way, that's canny.
Thank you.
Just Terry sets up a baseball team and a whole league. rakes in money from sports drink sponsorships.
I mean, 21 attack, 12 force damage is pretty good.
1, 2, 3, 4. Enchantment again. Okay. Lunk Thunk, Waffle, Toad, and Zan all have to make wisdom saving throws.
Alrighty.
Lunk Thunk is out,
Like sleeping?
as in yeah, he's sleeping.
Okay,
Waffle is out.
great.
Waffle just immediately falls back asleep.
22.
Okay, and now Toad. Zan succeeded, in case you're wondering.
Good. Saying like succeeding.
Well, he has the glasses.
Do the glasses stop me from falling asleep? I mean, I'll take
I'm
it.
just gonna assume they do. Or clutch.
And Toad doesn't go to sleep either.
Yay, Toad. So proud.
Goat doesn't know what sleep is.
Okay, it is now the crystallized
Mushrooms
Behir's.
don't sleep.
The crystallized Behir's turn. It spends its entire turn shaking off the stun status effect again.
Hee.
It is now Terry time.
Scary time.
Please,
Or just
make
sort of
it-
giving Terry shit at this point, by the way. It's like, you notice how many spells I've cast? I'm just saying.
And
I
Terry
even
is
teleported your
ignoring all
stupid
of it.
toad.
Did you call Toad stupid in front of Terry? Brave.
What? No. Shit.
Oh,
Terry
boy.
just no, Terry's not going to hurt Ert, but as a free action, he casually tears that little like plastic heat sealed lid off of his boba tea and dumps it on Ert's head.
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna pour scalding hot liquid on your head.
No, boba tea is a cold drink.
Uh,
It is a milk tea, which means it's ice cold. So he's getting
okay.
pelted with ice cubes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Bird is like, is this an elf thing?
And now he's gonna be all sticky for like hours unless he actually takes a bath.
I mean, the sand is right here.
He's gonna be sticky and gonna feel like sandpaper until he decides to take a bath.
But the sand, it'll be hygienic. Now, Terry, what
Sure.
do you actually do?
I think
That was his whole
just for
turn. What are you
fun-
talking about?
For fun, I think I will do some vicious mockery. I just
Okay.
actually have to find it
Of who?
because lag.
Yeah, of who?
Here, you're safe for now, Ert. Only 2 damage.
But let's see. Roll an extra d4 because it should be doing 2d4.
Terry is dropping them 6 burns.
Make that 6.
Okay,
It'll have disadvantage on the next attack roll.
true. Which counters its divination bonus.
Ah.
So that divination bonus just farts out of existence.
Lovely.
All right, next up.
It does not have a good wisdom, so I'm just gonna do it again.
Make fun of it some more. What are you saying to it?
Well, it doesn't matter because it's all in Draconic, so no one else can understand it.
Well, 4 more damage just for funsies.
Make some Terry draconic noises.
I'm not doing that.
Oh,
Unfortunately, he succeeded the save on the second one.
Aw. Okay. Well, I guess I can get rid of the little boba tea cup because
Aw.
Terry doesn't have it anymore.
But now Terry doesn't appear in the turn order.
Oh.
Well, just remember it's before Toad.
There, I just added him back again.
No!
Okay, so
Toad
Let's
already
go.
went. Allies.
indeed. So Farron is going to tweak a couple of settings, and she says, "All right, Ert, this is going to channel a little bit more power into Tina, but I think that I can bleed it off in a particular way." And she is going to step forward and make an Arcana check, Kane check, whatever.
Oh God, please be better than all the other times you tried this.
We shall see. She is actually not bad at this.
unlike Ert.
Okay, she only rolled a 10, but I will say, Terry, you have not doled out your inspiration for the turn.
I have not. I'll give her one.
15. With Terry's advice, she starts saying, all right, I think the next time it has a magical pulse, I'll be able to counteract it. And that's going to be one of her actions, and she's going to use her second action to say, in fact, how about I hurry things up a little? And she's going to pull out her gun and shoot it.
That's one way to do it.
Ooh, 20.
I love it when just casually a character in a fantasy setting just pulls out a normal gun.
Everyone keeps forgetting that Farron has a fucking gun. All right, and Waffle and Lungthunk are both asleep, and so we go over to Zan.
Zan. Zan's gonna hit it with a stick again.
Okay, quick question.
Yeah.
If we wake those two up before the Bahir's turn, do they get an action?
No. Their turn has passed.
Waffle is sleeping on top of the here, right?
Uh, just about under it, honestly.
Interesting. Zan is going to again. No, do I get flanking with Toad now? Do I do a 5-foot step to
Yes.
the left?
Yes, if you do a 5-foot step to the left, you get flanking with Toad.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Hey, how healthy does this Bahir look right now?
Not particularly.
It looks pretty hurt.
Yes.
Good, 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 good. I like that. Zan's gonna hit it with a sword because the sword is doing a ridiculous amount of damage, and Zan likes that.
Indeed. You're finally putting that to use.
Yeah, I got a Dragon Slayer sword, and now I can slay something that's sort of like a dragon. 22.
That is a hit.
These damage rolls are really bad.
You rolled like 30 damage the first time we tested this out. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well.
Are you doing another stunning strike? I have
No,
to ask.
I'm not. I'm not doing stunning strikes. I have advantage. I don't need to do a stunning strike.
Okay. 12 more slashing and 14. And we've hit
Okay.
another HP gate.
Okay. What's happening to
And
my face?
what's happening is nothing because Farron's calculations actually cause a burst of magic to go from the Bahir into Tina.
Oh.
Perfect.
Or just looks around at Varys like, 1 hour now. 1
Farron,
hour.
Farron just gives a nod and says, I have a plan.
Does the plan include the explosion?
As it happens, yes.
Shit.
Is that because Ert wanted to do his own thing?
No, that's mostly because Ert's like, holy fuck, you're gonna fuck this up.
How dare. Farron is smart.
Like the one piece of safety that's been drilled into Ert's, minuscule brain is, you do not overload crystals unless you want boom. And the boom is not a nice boom. The boom is boom with zombies everywhere.
Well, in any case, Zan, how many
Yeah.
attacks have you done?
I just did 2. I get 2 more attacks plus plus 1 bonus attack.
Indeed.
So 3 more total. I'm not going to do flurry blows. I'm going to save my key points for the next thingy.
Like, have you just been punching him entirely in one spot?
Well, I did a couple 5-foot steps, but his legs are hurting. His
Indeed.
legs are really hurting.
My shin. Why does he keep punching me in my shin?
He's got a lot of different legs, so it's just a whole lot of different shins.
Okay, damage registered.
Okay. 1 more. 29 to hit.
Oh boy. Okay,
28, 26 damage. How's he
and
doing?
we're hitting the final HP gate. Farron has to roll an arcane check, so I have to roll that real quick, just to see if she planned for this one. Skills, Arcana. Boop. And she rolled pretty darn good. She saves you from another wild magic burst.
Thanks, Fern.
Okay, so she was like, yeah, I expect Zan to take, another phase of the boss's health bar.
It
All
sounds like
right,
something
Zan.
Zan would do.
Free action attack.
Bonus action.
Yeah.
18 to hit, 9 damage. No extra damage.
Okay. 9 damage. And the Bahir finally gets a turn after Ert.
Kill it.
Well,
I will say, Ert, it is at its last HP gate. If you can bring it down right now, you will save it from ever getting to do anything against you.
I mean, we don't try to have this happen, but let's see if we can.
like it's been happening pretty frequently. Turns out monks with extra actions are kind of scary.
Go figure.
Go for it, Candy. So that's Candy's contribution here.
Okay, that's 10 damage registered.
Okay, that's it for Candy then.
Mm-hmm. I will allow you, Ert, if you don't have confidence in your own things, you can just order Canny over and over.
Honestly, that's the best use of this because is not, good at anything else. It's even like, get him, yeah. He's sitting like a Pokemon trainer.
Oh, by the way,
Trying to watch Ert do anything that's not crystal related is like trying to watch someone put out a car fire with 1 cup measuring cup of water.
also, it is worth noting these should have advantage because Canny is flanking with Toad.
Did any miss?
15 and 17. 15 is a miss, 17 is on the nose.
Get to reroll that.
First reroll.
Okay, so 8 force damage.
Second reroll.
And now third reroll. Okay, and that is 16 force damage. No, I shouldn't have let you do that. No.
Did it kill it?
Yes, exactly enough for the here as it is finally staggering upwards. Kenny aims a shot right between its eyes, and the Behir finally goes down and slumps into the ground.
Somebody was worried about this killing things.
Okay, so let's just have Ert look. Let's just have Ert look around at Terry and Farron and Zan and be like, "Okay, what the fuck were we doing?
Ert, roll an Arcana.
Why?"
I said roll an Arcana.
The voices in your head tell you to roll an Arcana. You roll an Arcana.
Ert has no idea what the fuck the voices are on about. Arcana for what?
And Farron runs on up saying, okay, its life force is gone, its own soul is going into the crystal, and it's already fully charged.
And
Harry just, I have an idea as he runs over with some gauntlets.
Farron raises his hand and says, Terry, if you're going to touch it, we need to remove the crystal first. We have to get Lung Thunk and Waffle awake.
Zan punches both of them.
Terry stares at Farron for a minute, gauntlets on hand, going, I've got this.
Harry.
Okay, I think Zan can get Long Thunk and Toad get Waffle.
Yes.
Harry has put on the gauntlets he got from his uncle.
Oh boy.
Man.
Terry, go ahead and tell me about what you're doing.
These gauntlets set Terry's strength to 30
Oh,
for
right.
3 rounds a day.
I forgot about those.
All right, Terry.
Terry could use these gauntlets to take the crystals out of the Behir's back.
Terry, roll me a plus 10. 1d20 plus 10. It's going to be your athletics. I don't think that you have proficiency in athletics, but if you do, add that too.
Let me see. But if I don't, will anybody assist me?
Zan will help.
Ert is just confused about what's going on.
I do have Jack of all trades.
So 2d20, keep highest 1 plus 12.
Gotta retype it. There we go. 2d20, keep highest 1 plus 12.
Roll 2 once.
Oh.
Roll 2 once.
Unrecognized because I left a space. Try again. 25.
Okay, so Ert and Zan watch in startlement as Terry, with his bare gauntlets, begins ripping these massive crystals out of the Behir's back. It is absolutely goddamn amazing. Terry, what do you do with the crystals now that they are glowing with some violent energy?
He
I
sets
suggest
them all.
consulting the professional on that.
No. He's gonna set them all down around this area here. Another box
Okay.
in blue. And then he's gonna run back to the Behir, taking his gauntlets off and casting a spell. But he does tell Zan, I need an hour to make this spell work.
How about
Hour.
instead of that, Terry just yells dibs.
And if Zan, and I'm sure Zan says, why an hour? Terry says, I'm gonna raise this thing from the dead.
Zan is like, that sounds like a really bad idea. Why is that not a bad idea?
Because souls in this world act a little funky. They get reset if they come back.
So you're trying to get another Pokemon, is what you're telling me.
Yes. Like, full stop. I'm not even going to argue this. This is going to be a new pet. It has use to me. We can use it in the fight against this giant undead army.
How long do we have till we came here early, right? Because we didn't take a long rest.
Oh
So
hell yeah! And
so we have
so,
we have
right,
enough time.
yes, you do indeed have enough time. And take a look. There is a non-crystallized Behir token, almost like I prepared for this or something.
So Zan will just set up, will smack Waffle and Lung Thunk awake, and we'll just kind of set up a small little guard duty around Terry while Terry's working.
I imagine Zan is pissed at Waffle and be like, no, no, go back and make the burger.
I'm not pissed, but like Waffle, I
You
need
slept in the
burgers.
entire fight.
I
He
need burgers
teleported
to
you
make up for
onto the
it.
Behir and you fell asleep again.
Ah,
Okay, as amusing as all of that is, there is something that I am doing right now because Vern begins barking a series of orders at Waffle and Lung Thunk, telling them exactly what to do with the crystal. Ert,
Erd is just really offended by all this. No one has even consulted him. He's going to go get candy and he's going to sulk.
oh boy, Ert, do you actually attempt to help, or do you just attempt to assert your
No,
science?
no, fuck you. Fuck you. You think you got this? Fuck you. I'm over here with candy.
Oh boy.
That sounds like something.
Where's that drink? Anyone see that drink?
Sounds about right. You put a
There.
bucket on your head.
I got my ice cream. Fuck you. You
All
all
right.
suck.
So, Terry is casting the spell. Zan, would you like to assist Farron in what she's doing?
Sure.
All right. So, Farron is darting around between the crystal and with Tina, who she has had beach on the shore. She appears to be inscribing a whole lot of runes between them all. She is telling Waffle and Lungthunk to arrange things in a particular pattern. Zan, you assist, and Farron now gets to roll an arcane check. Is it arcane or arcana? I never remember.
Arcana. It's the same thing, really.
Okay, and so and she rolls a total of 18. Okay, so she manages to get things reasonably stable. She appears to be setting up some kind of spell between both of them that will bleed off the magical energy in a safe way. She's trying very hard, but there is a hell of a lot of energy associated with this, and she's struggling at least a little bit.
Erd is mold earthing a tube straight down.
Oh, then that's a good thing I gave you the bucket and shovel.
He has fucked off. It's like you're all gonna die.
There's your tube. So, oh boy.
Continue.
All right, Zan, I take it that you are not giving up and you're still helping Farron.
Yes. No, Zan quits at the campaign ends.
Okay,
It's like, holy shit, I can just leave.
okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that was an option.
She's gonna roll one more Arcana.
Uh,
Oh no.
do we all die?
Well, Farron is probably going to have a very bad time, but I will say, Terry, if you want to give a bardic inspiration, now is the ideal time.
Now is the ideal time. So go ahead.
Total of 19. She only just barely stabilizes the reaction, and she assists Waffle and Lungthunk in doing the final few steps. And what happens is Tina becomes stable. A lot of the extra energy is bled off, and the other massive crystal smooths out into a sort of crystalline orb.
Orb, 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 orb.
How big?
Pretty goddamn big, bigger than Long Thunk.
Okay.
Come on, get out the paint tool, draw us.
Hold on. I'll find an orb.
Just draw it. Come on. Teal.
No! Orb!
Numbers is not the resident artist for the map.
Ert peeks out of his
That's
hole. Is like,
you.
the fuck did you just do? Behind the hole collapses under the ocean.
We made just Terry. Apparently, they made an orb. Keeps working.
Farron walks up to Ert. She is clearly staggering and exhausted, and she says, I managed to stabilize the crystal reactions because all of you always leave all these jagged edges for new growth on the crystals. But I realized that if you patterned it so that it would grow in particular ways, it would stabilize into a perfect gemstone that would never gain or lose any energy over time.
Yeah, but then it'll be like fucking sentient and shit.
And it will be my magnum opus. And she flops onto the sand.
That means she's keeping it.
Guys, the crystal is a soul. If we don't kill it, it's gonna start demanding rights.
Terry just, pipes up going, nope, sorry, can't do it. Farron called dibs while you were in the hole.
True. Farron did call dibs. You're out of luck.
Well, yeah. But this is just the route down the road to madness.
Long Thunk scratches his chin and says, I don't know if this is really all that bad.
Just points at the two of them as like, I hasted you.
Long Thunk,
Haste.
What?
You two had haste. And you did nothing.
It helped them fall asleep faster.
Except for
Are
you,
they-
Long Tongue. You did good.
Wait, if you're hasted, are you able to be put to sleep?
No, I was just
you
making
just fall
the
to
joke.
sleep really quickly.
Okay.
haste gives you advantage on dexterity saving throws.
Okay.
So,
I
Long
was
Thunk,
just making a joke. I apologize.
Oh no, you're fine. I don't know enough about the game to
Okay.
know any better.
So, what is Terry doing with the corpse?
I'm bringing it back from the dead.
Exactly. Meanwhile, Long Thunk is using the last bit of his haste to take this giant crystalline orb and whisk it back to base. Meanwhile,
Ert is confused about all this, but he's angry because he told everyone this would happen.
And then it didn't.
He told everyone that if you put him into an orb instead of a crystal, that it got sentient.
And Waffle, meanwhile, has handed Ert a kebab. Oh, and then Ert left the kebab behind.
No, I'll be here. Okay, come on.
Okay, then, after all of this, we do get to return to base, and unfortunately, things are going to be a little bit too busy to have a scene back at base. We are going to transition immediately over into the next map.
Well,
And
hold
so-
on.
What's up?
Terry hasn't finished the ritual yet. You completely
true.
skipped over that.
It's true. So in that case, Terry, you are working your magic. It is a long, difficult process, but as it turns out, one of the material components of the spell, a large gemstone, is very easy to come by right after Farron did all that work with minerals.
Yay.
So,
Ert is bitching at Zan this entire time.
Zan ignores him.
It's like, and he's wresting it from the dead this time. Why?
Waffle looks over to Zan and says, hey boss,
Yo,
you want a hot dog?
I would love a hot dog.
Okay. And he goes back to the grill.
Dude, Waffle's getting a raise.
So,
Okay. So,
when the ritual is over,
the wounds on the Behir have slowly knit shut. This is not something that is possible on a living body with a soul and an immune system, but Terry is not restricted by that right now. He is able to force the flesh to knit itself closed, and eventually the Behir resumes the appearance of life, and Terry casts the last part of the spell, forcing a soul into it. Unfortunately, the Behir's original soul is not available. Here's a question, Terry. What soul would you use given the choice?
Candy 3.0 assures you that it only kills on occasion.
Something that can be easily trainable and loyal.
A dog.
Chug Tato. We're
Oh
gonna have a
no.
we're gonna have a supersized Chug Tato on our hands because I'm gonna pick dog.
Okay, Terry, I'm going to have you roll an insight to find an appropriate dog soul.
Oh boy. Skill,
Find an
insight.
appropriate dog soul.
Okay.
How's that for you?
9. Can I get an assistance from Toad?
Yes.
I'm just gonna roll anyways. Ha! 22.
Okay, 22. Terry, you find an appropriate soul, and the here slowly and awkwardly gets to all of its feet, and then it barks at Terry loud enough to knock him on his butt and licks him in the face.
Okay. Ert would first like to ask Zan what a dog is. And then after that is all slowly explained to him at great length, Ert would like to ask why Terry had a dog soul.
Terry looks to Ert and says, I didn't have one, I found it. Souls are everywhere.
Uh-huh. Ert just looks at Zan and is like, uh-huh.
But also looks to his new giant pet Bahir, just like, it worked! It worked! And he laughs and he hugs its big old muzzle.
You
Ert's
hug the
gonna
big ol-
hand Farron to Zan and be like, let's get out of here.
Zan's definitely carrying Farron, but looks at Terry and like just shakes his head and is like, "You gave me crap about Waffle, and now you summoned this."
A dog,
Terry,
really? You
it is
realize
Terry,
that for the rest
because
of your
now
life,
it's
you're gonna have that Bahir following you around.
and
It's gonna try to get in the
you know,
tent. It can't fit in the
you
tent. It's gonna keep trying to get in the tent.
it won't try to get in the tent.
It is the size of the camp.
It is not the size of the camp. Terry looks to Waffle and just like, is the burger for me or for my new pet?
actually is for me because I was a little hungry, but I did get you this. And he pulls out a slice of watermelon.
From where?
Oh, thank you.
It,
Do we have a rune of summon watermelon?
Waffle points to the cooler on the beach and he says, "Actually, I do not know why this was on the beach. It was just a whole bunch of things inside of there, and I've just been eating them."
Man, I sure hope nothing bad is happening while we're all over here.
So Terry is going to try to fashion some sort of leash for his new dog, Bahir, dog here,
Oh goodness.
and we're gonna lead it back to camp
Oh boy. And with
along
that,
with our new orb.
along with your new orb. All right, you giant nerds. It is
Look, Erd is
time.
over here with Tina and Tina's crystal, and you're over there with the Bahir and the Bahir's orb, and he is not happy.
Oh boy. Hello to all of our listeners. This particular session went on for quite a while, so we're splitting it into two parts. Join us next time for the final army battle.